Today is a special episode with a chiropractic assistant who is in Germany, and she's a wonderful advocate. We met when we were both at a healing fest in Mallorca, Spain. So I'm excited for you to hear her story and to dive into this from a different perspective of someone who's been a patient and an assistant. Hi, I'm Jenna Quinton, founder of Adjust Your Media and host of What Chiropractic Doesn't Cure, Stories of Innate. Go ahead and look in the show notes for all of the links and more information, and let's get started. Today on the podcast, I have a special guest, Verena Thelen, and she's coming to us from Germany. So welcome. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
So this is special because we met in Mallorca. And so then now, a few weeks later, we can follow up. I would love to know more about your chiropractic story. How did you get started on this journey?
Right. So basically, back then, I didn't know what chiropractic was at all. And I was in a phase of my life where I didn't feel very well. I was living abroad in France and I was kind of done with everything. I wasn't in a good state. And so I was making the decision to go back to Germany. And then I made the big decision to say, okay, I have to be healthy. The first priority is that I have to get back into health, do the best I can to be in a good state, to start from scratch again. And
Yeah.
so
So about how old were you when you were living in France?
I was about, I lived there for 3 years. So I was 37 when I left.
Okay.
And I had the opportunity to work in a chiropractic practice because my best friend has a practice with her husband. So, yeah, so they asked me if I want to work there once I get back to Germany as a chiropractor assistant. So, yeah, I went for it. I
Yeah.
just started there and yeah.
Yeah. So you said you weren't in a good state. Can you tell us a little bit more about how were you feeling? What were you experiencing in your
Yeah.
body, in your mind?
Yeah. So first of all, yeah, my physical health wasn't great. I lost a lot of weight. I took on a lot of new jobs every like half a year or year because it was hard to find a job there in France. So I had to start from like all the time I had to start a new job and it was very stressful for me.
Oh,
And
yes.
also it wasn't my mother language, of course, so that didn't make it easier. So and my mental state wasn't well. I was feeling kind of done. I didn't have any energy left. I wasn't happy in my relationship with my boyfriend back then. And I just felt that I'm kind of done with that life. And yeah, so I had to let go and leave everything behind.
Yes.
So
So before you started working as a chiropractic assistant, had you been adjusted before?
actually not. I mean, I remember back then before they opened the practice when my best friend's husband, he was just about to have the training to be a chiropractor. So once like he was doing something on my back and it cracked and I was surprised, but I didn't find it weird or anything. But it
Mm-hmm.
was took one time and I remember that was interesting, but then I
Yes,
left to be abroad, so I
sure.
didn't have any other experience with that really.
Yeah. But I think it's such a beautiful thing when there are people who come into our lives, like she was there at the moment when you were ready to find out more. So then, what was your experience as you started working there and getting adjusted? What changed in your body and in your mind?
Yeah, first of all, I was feeling so much better immediately. Like
Mm.
everything changed like as in a second. I went from feeling really bad to feeling really good. I got a lot of energy. Once you get adjusted regularly, your nervous system functions properly. So you feel relaxed and you actually know how it's supposed to feel like you don't know the difference before, right? I mean, your body just handles all kind of stuff and tries to get through and balance things out that are not working properly, but then once you can compare actually to having had an adjustment, it's just mind blowing. You just feel so much better. You feel alive, you get back to life, kind of that thing. That was what it was for
Yes.
me. And so I can't imagine living without it at
Yes.
all.
I
Yeah.
think that's such an important thing for people to understand, kind of like from being children and growing up, like we don't realize all of the different stresses and how they've affected us and the experiences and how it
All
all
right.
piles up. And like you said,
Yeah.
to then do the comparison of like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to feel. This is
Yeah.
how I'm supposed to function.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And then, yeah, your body changes. Yeah, you walk differently, you move differently, your head is clearer, you're making like it doesn't just affect your body. You start to think more about yourself because once you feel yourself, your body actually, which a lot of people I think don't do anymore. They
Right.
just walk around like robots doing their stuff without thinking about anything, trapped in this kind of thing or life. But once you get adjusted regularly, that you then think, okay, this feels good. I want more of that, or I want to take more vitamins. I want to eat better.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
find a job that I really like. I need to change maybe some of the relationships that I have around because they're not good for me. So it can change your whole life once you open up to it. I mean, not everybody does it, but people that do, they can turn their whole lives around, and it has a big effect on everything, basically.
Yes. And I love that thought that when we're not operating in a fight or flight scarcity mindset where we're just trying to get
Yeah.
through the day, it is
Yeah.
such a better place to make a decision, important decisions in relationships, what we're eating, what we're doing. I think sometimes, I know I have tried to change things from the outside in, like, oh,
Hmm.
maybe if I try to eat differently, then I will function better. And they are
Mm.
connected.
Hmm.
But what if I was functioning well? And so then it was so easy to say, let's go for a walk, let's go for a run, let's make a healthy dinner. It would be so much easier from the inside out.
It's exactly that's how it's supposed to be. You should change it from the inside out because once you feel better and you do things you love, you attract different things and your life will change and everything will be easier. Exactly. Yeah. Because then you're
Yeah.
not attached to let's say, once I find the love of my life, I feel better. Or once I did this, or I got that job or that position or whatever. Yeah. So you're not attached to anything. You really just, you do what you feel like is right for you. And then you can go from there and do anything you want and
Yeah.
be happier.
I definitely
Yeah.
have been thinking about that format. Like, if this happens, then I will. Like, how often that shows up in our life. Like, oh,
Yeah.
when the children are done with school in the summertime,
Yeah.
I will be happy. It'll be easier. Or when the children
Yeah.
go back to school, it'll be easier. It will have routine again instead of being in that present moment of what we're doing now and being in our,
Hmm.
like you said, not being a robot, but being alive and in
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Living more in the moment, enjoy the things that are happening now and not always worrying about the future and stuff that could happen that probably doesn't happen because it's just in your head. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Well, and I think about this as well, that so often we live in either the past or the future, and sometimes dwelling
Yeah.
in the past, just where, researchers are finding out more about our nervous systems and where our experiences are stored in our nervous systems and in our bodies.
Yeah.
And then we just carry around this past with us like a heavy
Absolutely.
backpack.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't serve anything. I mean, at some point you get very sick or ill if you don't do anything about it, if you're not willing to look at like inside yourself and start actually healing yourself and looking at your emotional stuff and getting over it and working on it. And yeah, at some point it will be somewhere in your body, it will manifest because if you carry it around for years and years, that's what will happen at some point. And then you
Yes,
get really ill. So
yes.
yeah.
And from the inside out, then it is affecting your relationships or the relationships that you choose. It's affecting, yes, where you live and how you spend your
Exactly.
days and where you work.
Hmm.
That was an important thing that you said
Yeah.
was how stressful it was switching jobs and things. That's so much for a body and a mind to adapt to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of stress and it just wears you out. And I did it a lot. I switched a lot. I changed a lot of jobs and had a lot of different situations and changed countries and this and that. And it was a great experience. I don't want to miss it. And I learned so much from it. But
Yes.
one thing that I learned is you take yourself with you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
That's one of the important things to know. So instead of running around in circles and think, if I change this, if I change that, just go inside yourself and look at the things that are there. How do you feel? What do you want from life? Where do you want to go? What's important for you? And listen to yourself, to your intuition, and not to anybody else. I think that's so important. You've got an inner voice, and once you learn to listen to it, then everything will fall into place. But if you work against it and you've got that resistance all the time, and you try to think just logically about things, I should do this, I should do that, not good.
Yeah. That I think is important for the younger generation who are now graduating high school and college and in their 20s. And a lot of them are wanting to travel. And, they made the phrase digital nomad. They want to work remotely so that they can
Yeah.
experience life and things. And that's so amazing
Hmm.
and so fun.
Yeah.
I think, though, that you make the valid point that if we are doing it because we're just searching for ourselves, well, we've brought ourselves along on the trip. So all of the issues and problems, we're not going to just automatically leave them behind.
Exactly.
And that's
Absolutely. Right.
that's something that I think that is important to know. Like traveling and being a digital nomad is so popular to remember to be guided by that inner voice, that truest part of ourselves and also what is bigger than ourselves. My husband and I have been talking about this, that it can caution us and say, don't go with that person. That's not a good idea. Or it can say, yes, go for it. Be brave. That's such a valuable thing that when we're walking around like robots, we can't hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I loved about meeting you also was your love for music and song and sound. That's something that I thought was just amazing. When you're just sitting next to somebody and then you hear this beautiful angel voice and you're like, it's coming out of this person. So,
Thank you.
how has music been part of your journey?
Well, I always loved music and I always loved singing, but I used to be very shy and timid and I wouldn't sing in front of people at all. Like just
Hmm.
my closest friends kind of knew that I was able to sing a bit and stuff, but I usually did never do that in front of anybody.
Yeah,
Um, but I love doing it, and now it's coming out of me, and I can't stop it anymore, and it's amazing. I
it is
love it.
amazing.
I love it, and my voice changed so much since I've been to Mallorca. It got even better, and people were saying it's beautiful, and yeah, it's really nice, and it affects people. Sound is, yeah, it's going through your body. It affects your cells, and people, to get them emotional and to maybe even cry or get something out of them that they might have to release but they couldn't before. I mean, I made a lot of experience recently with that, and it just blew my mind.
Hmm. I love it so much. And I think
Thank
what you're
you.
saying is so important with, part of the healing fest we were at was the solfeggio frequencies and
Yeah.
those sounds and experiencing that. And I think
Yeah.
so often people don't think about or realize how the sounds that surround them are affecting them physically, mentally, emotionally,
Yeah.
spiritually. And yet, I hope I hope that everyone has experienced being, like you said, moved to tears by a song, or the times when just the right song comes on and you get goosebumps and you're like,
Yeah. I love that.
ah, or you hear a
Yeah.
song for the first time. There's Miley Cyrus, it's newish song that said that's because I used to be young. And oh, it just it hits me.
Wow.
Um, and just that she says, you say I used to be wild, I used to be crazy, and things. And she's like, that's because I used to be young. And it's such a poignant, heartfelt cry, a howl. I hope that everyone finds songs that move them like that. And then, yes, I hope that they start singing them, whether they have a beautiful voice like yours or not.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. It's not important, your voice. I mean, it's not important if you can sing or if you can sing, or like some people will think this voice sounds great and some will think it's not great, but it's just to get your feelings out.
Hmm.
Just if you just sing in the car, just all by yourself,
Yes,
and you sing out loud, doesn't matter how it sounds like, nobody's listening, but you just feel so much better after. It's like therapy.
it is.
And I
Yes.
can't imagine not doing that. And I can't imagine anybody could not feel anything or not get goosebumps of any special song or whatever. I would hope
Yes.
that everybody experiences that at some point or every once in a while, because it's the most beautiful feeling.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
and I will put the study in the show notes, but they say that even just humming makes it activates our vagus nerve, which is part of our parasympathetic nervous system, which is part of
Yeah.
our rest and digest. So even just humming along to a
Yeah.
song is positively impacting us, calming us.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And everybody can do that, right? I mean,
Yes.
even if you think you can't sing, but humming is something everybody can do.
Yes.
It's so
So,
simple, but it's so powerful. Yeah.
yes, I wondered if you would share, is there a song right now that you are really loving? What is the song that's in your head lately?
Oh, there's been quite a few. There's some powerful songs that I like, and there's also some slow, slow songs that I really love. Probably the ones that we had at the Healing Fest. There's a lot of them. As soon as I listen to them, I feel like I'm back there, and I can feel the energy back there or the feeling.
Yes.
Um, it's probably Falling Slowly from Ronan Keating, and what else? Make You Feel My Love, Adele.
Yes.
Those songs I really liked, and also the Bon Jovi songs that we had there. In Your Arms, I think it's called, the one that I really
Yeah.
like. And Michael Bublé, Feeling Good. It's an
Yes.
amazing song. It's so powerful, and once you sing it with all your heart, you can move so much. You can move so many people with it. I tried it. I gave people some energy with that one, and they were amazed after that. They were like, "That's just amazing. My whole body felt it, and your whole energy went through there."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. Yes. And that one has so many, it's the melody is so powerful and then the lyrics are so powerful.
yeah,
Like you're picturing all of creation, you know,
yeah,
birds in the sky, fish in the sea, all moving together, all resonating together just
yeah.
with joy and life. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's
beautiful
fantastic.
song.
Well,
Yeah,
I know we could keep talking for a long time, but I appreciate so much you sharing. Is there anything that you just wish everyone on Earth knew that we can just close with today?
yeah. I think everyone should get adjusted just once to see what it does with them. I would really wish that for everybody, because people have no idea what it can do to you and how you feel afterwards. And yeah, and also working with frequencies and songs, it's so powerful. And I think everybody should try that too, to listen to some frequencies, see what it does with them, to calm down or whatever, or before you go to sleep or anything like that. Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to do.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
accessible, really. That,
Yeah, it's so easy. You just put in some headphones and there you go, and that's it.
yeah,
So simple.
wonderful. Well, thank
Yeah.
you for sharing today.